When I think about the Sword of Excellence and the list of airshow legends who have received this honor, the one word that comes to mind is service. They set themselves apart not by their individual greatness, but by how they elevated the entire industry. Tonight's honoree is no exception. He has been a leader. He's been a leader in our industry for over 25 years, and in that time, he has dedicated himself to making the industry better for everyone. He pioneered the Canadian Airshow Association to make it easier for airshow professionals to entertain thousands on both sides of the border. He served on the board of directors of the Northeast Council of Airshows and became its chairman. He served on the ethics committee and became its chairman. Finally, he served for 10 years on the ICAS board of directors. And yes, he became the ICAS chairman as well. He's an honorary Snowbird, an honorary SkyHawk, a mentor to many, and a friend to all. He's the affable, fun-loving, dedicated guy who has redefined service to our industry. Most of you know him simply as Dano, and I can't think of anyone more deserving of this honor. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 ICAS Sword of Excellence winner, Daniel, my brother, McLaren.
And to help make the presentation, please welcome Jim Pites. And Dano, before I turn the microphone over to you, there's one of the Sword of Excellence winners who was unable to make it up to the stage. He's in a wheelchair. Please welcome Bill Bordelot, ICAS member number 4.
Congratulations. Are you shitting me? Wow. As Skip said, wow. There's nothing on the teleprompter. I got nothing. This is fantastic. To be in front of all my friends, to have the people that mean the most to me here. I've been doing this for 27 years. It all started with one of the men that's right behind me, Gary McMahon. And Rick Grissom had this amazing air show company called GM Productions, and they hired me, and Mike Murphy too. I got to mention my good friend Mike. Mike's no longer with us, and they had the Molson Air Show tour, and they were foolish enough to hire me, and I really enjoyed that job for quite some time, and I'm just trying to think of something to say, and Gary, I remember Gary when we. Here, I'm going to screw Jeff up. I remember Gary. Oh, Jeff's right on top of that shit back there. Sorry, that's 2. At any rate, Gary said, I remember doing my first Snowbird year-end party, and I said, geez, I was a truck driver a year ago, and now I'm out partying with the Snowbirds, and this is kind of cool. And Gary told me, and he said, if you wait, it's going to come to you. And I really didn't know what he meant, but I do now. And my heroes have become my friend. During the welcome reception the other night, I had Snort comes up, and he puts his arm around me. He says, it's so good to see you. I'm like, Snort, really? That's pretty cool. Bob Hoover, had a dinner with Bob Hoover a little while ago, and he's like, young man, you will go places. I'm like, Bob, I've been doing this for 27 years. I think I'm already there. But you guys and your family, I was thinking friends, but it's not friends. My whole life has gone into this for the last 27 years, and so many good things have happened. Just a couple of highlights. There's two kinds of pilots, those that have landed on an aircraft carrier and those that haven't. I have. Although as Snort pointed out, I said, Snort, I got a trap. And he goes, oh, what were you in? I said, I was in a cod, man. It was awesome. He goes, I don't count my cod traps. So anyway, so that was pretty cool. Something else I got to do when my dad retired from the Army as a command chief after a very distinguished career, he came out to travel with me. And my dad was an Army airborne paratrooper. And he was very proud of the fact that the SkyHawks, the Canadian Forces parachute team, the SkyHawks, were the first ones to really take me into their family. And my dad was very proud of that. So he came out and traveled with me for a few years after he retired. And my dad, being an airborne guy, didn't spend a whole lot of time at home, so I didn't get to see very much of him. And for about 3 years before he passed away, he traveled with me, and we got to be best friends. And that was pretty damn cool. And a lot of you guys know him. So there was another thing that happened. I met a young lady out doing air shows at a funeral. There's a lot of relationships start. And Martina, I'm not bringing up because I know you wouldn't want to. I know this is really good. You can see when you do this. Martina, you're out there. I love you. And after 15 years of putting up with me not being home very much and keeping the home fires, I spent $150 on a ring. And we got married last year, so if you see me in the bar and I say I'm single, I'm lying. There's one person that I would like to single out. Well, there's a bunch of people. I don't know. Everything's flashing through. I learned a lot during my time on the board of directors, and it really improved me as a person, I thought, and my vision of the world and how things go. And I call him my mentor. He's one of my very best friends, and he's taught me a lot about everything, the world, people, relationships, and business. I'd like to thank Larry Glogly. And I kind of, I was watching the video. Here's my notes. I'm like, oh, I think that's me. I couldn't see through the tears. Also like to thank pretty much everybody at the table that amazingly showed up. Daryl Shyak, one of the guys I first worked on the Snowbirds with, and Brian Swittervich, the hardest working man. Corky Uri, got a quick story about Corky. Danny Clisham taught me how to do this stuff. After my extensive tour on the carrier, 2 days, I got back to Norfolk, and I was heading back to Canada in my car, and I phoned Corky up, and I go, dude, that was the coolest thing ever. He says, well, what are you doing? I said, I'm driving back to Canada. And he goes, well, that's, no, you're not. So get in your car, come over here, and Corky is a F-14 Tomcat driver. And he goes, you're coming over here, and we're going to drink Jack Daniels and talk carrier stuff until the cows come home, which was cool. At about 4:30 in the morning, I said, well, I really got to go to bed. He says, you really do, because you're sleeping on the couch, and the kids get up in about an hour. So I'm just going to sum up. This industry is incredible. This has been a great convention where we seem to be back on track. Be kind to your friends and your family, because this is your family. Don't sue each other. That's bad. Don't do that. If you have problems, we can work it out. And there's somebody else I would like to thank. During my 10 years on the board, talking about learning and becoming a better person, I spent a lot of time on the phone and in person with John Cudahy. And John taught me a whole lot. I won't share that with you right now, but he taught me a lot. So John, thank you, and thank you to the ICAS staff for everything you guys did while I was working on your board. That's about it. Clisham, do you have anything to say? Yeah. Thank you so much. This is the honor of my life. This is incredible. Thank you so much, and thank you, family. I love you all.